This week on Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I get down with some Half Acre Beer as we're diving into the summer. We talk about half-day brewing, Delilah's, SOX Park, all that and more on this week's episode. Dude, these last 3 weeks, what'd you make it to?
Yeah, because, you get a cork locked out, boop, it just flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it. The legend, Mr. Pete Crowley. I love Pete Crowley, man.
How's that beer? It's what you think it is.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to, every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White.
And we are getting our half acre on this week.
Dude.
I got the hat. We got the glasses.
We got fancy
the beer.
cups. Yeah, man. The Bodum cups are orange, the official color of the Loose Key Studio.
Woo.
This is the Craft Master Grand Glass. Not to be confused with the Craft Master Glass. They're totally different shapes. This is the one that we couldn't describe when we went to Brew Yards. Where it's like, hey, they got a snifter, they got a taiku, they have a stemless wine glass, and then they got this other one that just has this very sharp, protruding tip, and then it just kind of gradually, like... We still can't describe the fucking glass, but it's called a Craft Master Grand Glass. It's a very fun shape.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Very fun shape.
That's nice, yeah. And, yeah, appreciate these glasses. Nick brought them for me, so...
Yeah, man, for Loose Keys 8, man. Congratulations on 8 years in business,
Thank you,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not drinking Bodum out of it. We got this new double IPA from them.
Yeah. What is this called? Crocus?
Crocus? Yeah,
Crocus.
Mm-hmm. And you were looking this up. It's a flower, right?
Yeah, it's a flower in like the iris family.
Okay.
Dude, I could be wrong here, man, but I feel like every week there's like a brand new beer from these guys. These guys are out of their mind.
I know, it's crazy. I went there. I was going to get beer versus astronauts.
Right.
But I saw this. I was like, well, I haven't had this, so I will take this.
They've kind of just decided, hey, we're going to just experiment with IPAs all year long. And then I think some of the stuff is in rotation. Beer Haste Astronauts is a seasonal. Galactic, Double Daisy, that's a seasonal, right? But then, like, every week I feel like there's coming out with, every time I turn around, there's something new.
I know.
Like brand new. Like, I dig that, man.
Yeah, it's cool. I had when I got this, or I was reading the label, I had a hard time, like, it says it's a double Indian Pale Ale. Yeah. But you often just see double IPA, and it like tripped me up when I was reading. I'm like, oh, it's a double India Pale Ale. Like, I had like an extra pause there. I was like, oh, I just haven't seen it written out like that in so long.
That's funny. It sounds like they're using Citra, Simcoe, and a experimental variety from Yakima Valley, Vienna malt. That's interesting for an IPA, and flaked oats and flaked wheat.
Right. So that oat adds that maybe that juicy, that hazy kind of texture, that mouthfeel you've maybe become accustomed to in the New England IPAs a little bit.
Exactly, yeah. Like you can, in some cases, you can just like adjust the water. In some cases, you can just straight up add lactose.
Right.
But you can also achieve that, I think, through flaked wheat and flaked oats.
Yeah, because this isn't a bitter double IPA. This isn't a West Coast double IPA.
And I hate the word soft. I use that word soft all the time. But yeah, it's a very pleasant texture. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's very easy drinking. So that's really nice, especially as it's starting to warm up here in Chicago. You kind of just want these beers you knock back. And this guy, double IPA at, is it 8%?
Dude, this beer is righteous, man.
Yeah, 8%. So it got us down quick.
And they don't let you down with the with this lady watering her plants. Mm-hmm. And then underneath her garden, there's
She probably murdered that guy.
Yeah, she's watering plants on top of a guy she murdered. She's got the flower pot. She's got the horns. She's got the pot in one hand, got the sun in the other. Brad.
Mm-hmm. Man,
I dig it. White and purple label, like a deep purple.
Rock Block Weekend. Oh, they all have nice. Yeah, always digging what Half Acre's doing. Yeah, they're stamped Rock Block Weekend.
You know, I
on the
mean,
bottom.
like, their stouts are okay. Like I've never really been a huge fan of Big Hugs, but I do like Orange. I don't think Orange is stout. It's just maybe a strong ale.
Okay.
But I really like Benthic.
Right.
But yeah, between like the mixed culture stuff and the sour stuff and these IPAs that kind of just stretch the imagination of IPAs. Mm-hmm. I mean,
and then just solid ones with like pony.
Right.
Like just like standbys. Like that's why people will often ask me, "Oh, do you have a favorite beer?" And that's very hard to answer, but I will always say Daisy Cutter because one, they're going to know what that is. You've seen it around and they're like, "Oh, I didn't see that. I like that," kind of thing. And it's just always good, right?
Yeah. They got all the moves,
It's been
man.
good since it came out. So there was a minute there where the recipe, something happened,
when we recorded at Balmoral, I'm like, I don't know, man. This ain't my Daisy Cutter. This is some new cool kid shit. Yeah, but the Half Acre's got all the moves, man. Very, very fun crew to have in town here. These Half Acre kids.
I know, yeah. Cool. Well, we're gonna knock back this double India Pale Ale as we talk about our past week and what we've been up to.
Right on, man. Where do we start, man?
Earlier in the week, I was at Half Day Road.
Dude, out there.
Yeah.
So what are you in, like, I know you're in the North Burbs, so you're like Northbrook, maybe?
Farther.
Oh, man. You're Lincolnshire?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Is that Lincolnshire? That's Lincolnshire.
I think so. Yeah. What are you doing up there?
There was a meetup. Some friends were organizing, not a beer one, a work kind of meetup.
Right on.
And it was at a brewery. So I was like, well, I'll go to that.
Yeah.
Took me from Roscoe Village around like 4:30 to get up there. Mm-hmm. It took hour and a half.
Stiff. I think you're in Lake County at that point, right?
It's a trek.
Yeah. You could, if you wanted to, take Milwaukee all the way there.
That'd be silly.
Yeah. It runs.
Yeah.
It does run. Maybe in the middle of the day you could do that.
Mm-hmm. But Half Day Road, no Half Day Road Brewing or Half Day Brewing, right? It's on Half Day Road. Knowing the brewer for a long time now.
No kidding.
Brandon, he's over there. He wasn't there that night. He had an event, but his beers they're just solid, good beers.
You know him from like a previous brewery or?
Just from drinking and knowing him for I don't know over a decade now. Just kind of like okay, cool, man.
It's funny that people that Brad knows because we were at the Loose Keys party and we met a group of folks and they were like, "Oh, we know Brad away from drinking." Like the assumption is like, hey, Brad, you know him through work, you know him through drinking.
Yeah, this guy I know through drinking while he's a brewer. So. But yeah, which is what I said all his beers are like solid. Which is what you want in like a suburban brewery like that. You don't want anything that's going to, I don't know, draw too much attention or like be too crazy over the top. You want like, you got to hit all those markers that bring in like the moms and the dads after work and the weekend drinker. Like just, you need to run the gamut of like nice beers that you drove. Yeah. Of course you drove and you're going to drive away. So what are you going to have?
You got to make pop songs up there.
Yeah.
Crystal Lake.
It's up that way, yeah.
Yeah.
They do, Half Day does do a bottle release with the barrel aged stout.
Okay.
So they do have that. They do have a few barrels and they're trying to make a little more name for themselves. But yeah, all the beers are good.
I want to say that place is like, it was called something else. Like it was a brewery prior to it being Half Day.
Yeah, I believe so.
I've only been up there once. I think my kid had a karate tournament up that way, and we went there afterwards.
Cool.
And yeah, to your point, it's like super family friendly.
Yeah.
Like it's really gorgeous space, actually. Like
big. It's like a nice patio thing. It was a little cold that day, so I was like, I'm gonna stay inside.
This place ain't bad. It could be a little more temperate in this motherfucker.
Well, outside. I didn't want to go outside. I was fine inside. But the patio had like a little fire. I was like, I'm good in here.
I remember it being a good looking space.
And then Le Juice was on tap there. So I was pitching that to everybody.
I'm going to try to find out what this place was before it was Half Day Road Brewing.
And I think they had, I don't know, the first person to order it said they had 2 or 3 more pours of Le Juice. And I was like, everyone, you gotta get on this if you hadn't had it. And so we they knocked back the keg that night. So selling that juice. All right, Nick's trying to figure out what Half Day Road Brewing was.
I think it was
It might have been just like a ram or something like that, right?
it was Flatlanders. Flatlanders Brewing.
I do recall that.
Yeah. I wish I passed the Old Burn City, one of the events I went to, and I wish it would have become something else, but no
It's
deal.
rubble.
Rubble, a pile of rubble, completely torn down in favor of condos apparently. Because when we were at Brew Yards, they mentioned that they're going to turn it into condos.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was kind of like, really? You're not going to just turn it into another brewery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bummer. But I did that the day after we recorded last week. So what have you been up to then?
Right on, man. I made it to SOX Park. SOX Summer, first of all. SOX Summer.
You're there like every day.
Dude, SOX Park every week, twice a week if I'm lucky. I just sit in the sun, get my t-shirt, and I'm good. I'm a happy camper. And then, all the beers, man. All the beers. I think last time it was Gumball Head and Pipeworks. The Black IPA from Hot Butcher.
People are still making that?
Dude.
You love it.
The Black IPA is
You're like the only person that likes to
I'm like, bring it on. How many we? 1, 2? How many can I get?
Please. Buy one, get
I
one.
like the only one. Because, it was a fad, right? It was a fad in the way everyone was making a Goza. Kind of like now, everyone's making a Mexican chocolate cake stout. Everyone's making some
a haze, yeah.
Black IPA kind of came and went. Everyone made one. But then, 6 months later, maybe a year later, it was over. The phase was over. It was a real trend.
Yeah, people are like, what's this, malty bitter? Nah.
They were like, man, fuck this beer. It tastes like you dropped my beer in an ashtray. Yeah.
And then threw some hops in it. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Cheers to Three Floyds, man, because, I think,
But you like it.
Dude, I'm in. If anyone knows of a proper Black IPA being made around these parts from, in this area, I am in. I remember at the Beer Temple once, he was sampling out Alpha Claus.
Okay.
And he was kind of saying, yeah, man, this is a precursor to the Black IPA.
Alpha Claus?
I hadn't really thought about that. Because it's technically a porter, but, it's a Floyd's porter, so it's hopped the fuck up. With the big citrusy kind of, fruity hops. And, I was like, that's an interesting take on that because there's some truth in that.
Yeah, I never thought about the hoppy porters being Black IPAs.
Yeah, just like Close Encounter from, it's technically a hoppy porter, Close Encounter from Pipeworks, but, hoppy porter, Black IPA, whatever.
Yeah.
Same thing. Oh, but anyway, SOX Park led to Open Outcry. Yeah, they have a proper rooftop situation out there.
Sorry, I'm still thinking about this Black IPA.
Oh, okay,
could you do Black New England IPA? Is that possible?
Black hazy IPA?
Yeah.
I guess, right? You would would just dial back the bitterness. I think the bitterness
It'd be too malty, maybe.
See, the Cascadian Dark Ale, right? You don't want to dial back the bitterness because you kind of want that play on the, that roasted. It's like the chocolate covered orange vibe is what you want.
Right.
Yeah. Which actually, now that I've said that out loud, I guess you could achieve that in a hazy.
But you get a weird roast, like a smoky orange juice.
That's the thing. So the any IPA, I don't know. What about my roast? If my roast is there?
Yeah. Thought. Yeah.
Just a thought.
All right, but
Open Outcry.
Open Outcry now.
Yes.
It's our boy Will Turner.
Will Turner. Yeah. So got cream ale and got
Oh, the cream ale's dynamite.
Yeah, got the cream ale.
I was drinking that at Bug. It was good.
And then I got one more. And then it rained, man. We were chilling on the roof.
In a bubble?
In the bubble.
In the domes?
No domes.
Okay. Are the domes done? Are they only for the winter?
They're done. Yeah, I think they're done. Now it's just umbrellas and benches and big lawn chairs. Yeah. Oh, but dude, I actually was kind of getting a good nap in. I was zoning out, and then it just rained out of nowhere. So everybody scurried downstairs.
Okay.
So, but I was like, hey, well, what's up? Where's Steve Hollow's right here? So I went in, and they did the orange. They did the original rainbow cone.
Oh yeah.
They only had one left, and it was the orange.
Okay.
So got down with some of the orange. I mean, when you're at one, you gotta do the other because they're like half a mile max apart.
My mission for this year is to try a rainbow cone, which will bring me.
You never had a rainbow cone?
No. Which will bring me to Open Outcry and Horse 3 Thalo.
There you go.
So that's a summer mission for me.
That's a good 1-2 step. Yeah, but that's all I did. I mean, that's all I did on the straight up beer front. You want to talk real quick about some misses that we probably didn't go to?
Well, I did go to District Brew Yards.
Yes.
I rolled in there for another work meetup that I organized.
Brad's out here putting in work, man.
I know. So I had.
I'm opening another Crocus, man.
Go for it. I had like about 30, 40 motion graphics people. I was like, we've gone to Rock Bottom, Bottom Lounge, Beer Miscuous we've hit up. I was like, all right, let's do this place. I know a lot of people haven't been there yet. And I like a place that you can just roll up with 30 people and you don't need a reservation. What's the place on Randolph there? The Tiger.
Oh, Kaiser Tiger. Massive space.
They're jerks about it.
Really?
They will only do 2 credit cards per tab, and they'll make us do a reservation. So I was like, no, you guys are out. I'm not coming here anymore.
Done.
It's like, also, what if I showed up with 30 people? What are you going to do?
And then, I asked them once at Kaiser Tiger, I'm like, when is this place ever full? Because it's such a big space, not because it's no good. The place is good. I'm like, when is this place ever full? Like, how do you fill a place like this? They're like, we do not fill a place like this.
No,
so
the back, that patio is awesome.
Yeah.
I would have kept going there or taking this meetup group there because it's easy to get to for a lot of people. But whatever, Kaiser Tiger, I haven't gone back since you gotta pull that shit on me. So we went to District Brew Yards, which isn't really that far.
It's walking distance from Kaiser Tiger.
Yeah. And you could show up with a big group of people. Like we were filling up that space on a Wednesday. Like there was a good amount of people when we first got there, but by the end of the night we closed that place down.
Right on.
And so saw the Burnt City guys there.
Ben and John Soller, the Soller brothers.
Yeah, saw them. I walked in and they're like, oh, here's this beer that comes out tomorrow, which we may crack open and do a review on the YouTube channel. And I'm like, oh, thanks, like this is awesome. Yeah. and that Dan was there from around the bend. He had a kiwi pills on.
Yeah, and then that rosé they were talking about.
Ooh, that rosé. People were loving that rosé. And so it was cool. Like, yeah, it was nice to just be like, hey, yeah, I brought all these people in. Like, let's do this.
It was just me and this one guy last time. Now I'm I'm back of 30 deep.
Yeah, and it was cool. Everyone who's there, I would say like 70% of the people haven't done any of the pour your own kind of just like swipe your card and then you done. So it felt futuristic to a lot of people. I think that's anyone who's going there, right? It feels like, oh, this is pretty cool. It feels like a new thing.
That's true. And then even if you poured your own beers before in life, you probably haven't done it in a while. Most people haven't done it in a while, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah. I know a lot of people like the idea
on tap. Pour your own beers on tap. We all pour our own beers.
Yeah. But I know a lot of people like the idea of sometimes you're not ready for a full beer, and you just kind of want a couple ounces, and so you just grab something just to decide if you should go home or not, right? But the other problem is when you're at somewhere like, I don't know, Rock Bottom or any other restaurant or brewery, you have to wait for a beer, so it slows you down.
Yeah.
You drink more.
Oh, you're getting after it.
Because your glass is empty, and you're like, I'm responsible for this. And so I got to get another one. When you're there for a event, like a networking thing, you're just like, well, I guess I'm standing here, so I guess I'll get another one, and you fill up your glass, or you do a half pour or something like that. So which is kind of weird, right? You're used to that break. It kind of slows you down. Like, oh, I gotta wait for this guy to bring me my beer.
You see him over at other tables.
Yeah.
You're contemplating on the menu in front of you what you might get next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And all those things do slow you down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your Brew Yards, it's go time.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're selling more beer than, or at least selling more per ounce.
Pour your own damn beer. I think that's one of the T-shirts there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you have less people leaving pours too, because if you want to try something, you do it. But if you were at a restaurant or a bar, you're like, that beer's, I didn't like it, or it wasn't for me, and you'll just might leave a half glass or something, or be like, I'm out. But there, you're like, I'll just take a little bit. I know I got like 30 more minutes, and then I'll go.
Right on.
So
it's a fun spot, man.
Yeah,
and then,
it was good.
Yeah, we're talking about how agile it is versus like other spots you would consider. Mm-hmm. You know, good for them, man. I'm happy for them, man. It's a cool spot.
Yeah. Burnt City had this coffee vanilla saison or farmhouse, which was that beer was good and weird at the same time. I don't know. Yeah.
You're like, what is happening?
It was one of those where I'm glad I tried. I don't know if I wanted a full pour of it, but it was neat to try.
That narwhal picnic and the pink can.
Yeah, that's good.
Had us loopy.
And I had is it the something Mind It?
Oh, Quake Mind
Well,
It.
yeah, I did a pour of that. That was
They
good.
announced, I'm glad you brought them up, they announced Quake Fest.
Yeah.
Coming up soon. So this is the Norwegian yeast strain that apparently people have been going nuts over for over a year.
The no boil.
Yeah.
It's part of the you can no boil.
Yeah, and apparently like it ferments super fast, and then it brings all these fun flavors to your IPA stitch. Yeah, people are very excited about it. Even in up in Milwaukee, people were excited about it.
Nice.
Kate Bernot put out a story about it. She's at the Takeout now. She was at Red Eye.
Okay.
I think she's but yeah, and that article said that that thing's been building for a year. That yeast strain.
Damn.
I'm like, man, I just heard about this shit like before we went to Brew Yards.
Well, yeah, those are my drinking beer events. Those are your beer events, but
Yes.
we did some misses. You had some whiskey.
Yeah, man. Chicago Ale Fest was this weekend. I don't know if anybody went to that. I'd love to hear about it. Oh, the Firestone Walker Invitational was this weekend out in California.
Okay. Well, we definitely missed that.
We definitely missed
Were
that.
we invited?
I don't know if we were invited. No.
They should have invited
I would
us.
totally go. It's all, I brought it up because it's like one of the things like we never opened the dark wood variant on the show, and I've never been to that party. And those are things that like really bothered me. They really bothered me. I haven't been to this party, but it looks like a lot of fun. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout that out. Oh man, I made it to 2 whiskey events. International Whiskey Day,
Okay.
June 14th. So whiskey events are rolling in.
Flag Day, also Maeve's birthday, June 14th.
Right on. Shout out to Maeve, man.
Woo.
Maeve was ripping out the
Aperol spritzes.
The Aperol spritzes that night, man. Everybody, I don't remember a lot about that night. I think I did a couple of those and some rosé.
And we had some whiskey that night
and
too.
We had the Japanese whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was out for the count. And then I destroyed everyone. I won one game. Or destroyed everyone on the Sega Dreamcast.
Oh, on Power Stone 2. Yeah, that's right. I was talking, and he beat me.
It was fun, man. I haven't seen one of those in a minute. I was like, oh, dude, I feel like it's 1999 all over again, man. But yeah, 2 whiskey events, man. So one was at Forbidden Root.
Okay.
I was excited about that. The Blonde Brothers Distilling down in Galena. Actually, it's west. They stay there like 10 miles or so from Iowa.
Okay.
The Galena boys. So they're celebrating their 5-year anniversary.
Damn.
Yeah, so they have a full lineup of all their stuff, and they're just in town to party. He's like, yeah, man, Galena is a whole nother vibe because, like, it's not the flatlands like we're used to here. There's, like, hills and lakes and, it's just, like, small town USA. And it's, like, a lot of people. The only reason I know about it is because I used to work with a guy, a couple years ago that got married there.
Okay.
And so we went to try all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then Forbidden Root was making cocktails based off some of the whiskeys. Yeah. Right. So that was groovy. I wanted to run through some of the offerings they had. They make one called an Old Fangled Nodder Bourbon. Yeah.
All right. That's a lot of.
Yeah, that's a lot of words, right?
Old fangled nodder.
And nodder like a knot in
a
string.
in a string or in a barrel. Like barrels have knots.
Barrels have knots.
Or the wood has knots.
Maybe it's a wood knot.
Yeah.
It's just spelled like KNOT, right?
Yeah, but I think that's how you spell a knot, like a string knot too. Right?
String knot, yeah. So it's not. It's that. This apparently is the oldest distilled spirit in Illinois, and they don't actually brew this. They actually buy the source from another location.
Cool.
But they say that people go nuts over this. They line up and it's the oldest straight bourbon whiskey in Illinois. People line up for it, and it rolls like $600 a bottle. This stuff. It's a 12-year-old bourbon. They said their top seller they've been cranking out is something called Hellfire. So they have a Bloody Mary bar down at their distillery, and they got this vodka with like hot peppers that they added to it, and that's been their top seller.
Okay.
So they were cool. Just two brothers in Western Illinois that they had completely different careers before this, but I think they got together because they were really into whiskey, and they would trade whiskeys when they were away at like school, and then they were like some of these craft whiskeys they didn't really vibe on,
Okay.
And they were like, man, let's make something.
That's pretty awesome.
Let's try to do something better. So they were saying some of their barrels go to Pollyanna.
Okay.
So you'll see some Pollyanna barrel-aged things from Blom. And then, and they like to come up and party. They're actually very cool. I enjoyed that party a lot.
Nice. You'd think being up that far, they'd do something with like Toppling Goliath.
Yeah.
Because they're like right across the
right
border.
Across the street. They had 2 gins, which I dug. One was a Oak Reserve gin. The other one was just your straight-up traditional gin.
Huh. I don't think I've had a lot of barrel-aged gin.
Yeah, me either.
I'm just trying to think back, like, I'm sure what you would do with the gin, the price point of putting in the barrels, because you're often not drinking gin straight.
Right, and then I think this is more of a sipping gin. This gin is 52%
Sipping gin.
ABV, and then it's 105 proof, 105.7. This is serious business. Yeah.
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah. So that was stop 1. And then the next stop was at Delilah's.
Okay.
Chicago classic. I love that place.
Yeah, that's if and when Delilah's closed, it's kind of, I think, in the same realm as like Double Door, the sign getting removed this past week. People are like,
people were emotional about it.
That's like,
I was looking for the episode because we did an episode. It was one of those after we would do these after shows where we would go to a bar.
Yeah.
We'd have a beer and then we talk about the spot. We do it on the mic. I was like, man, we did an episode there. I remember
at Delilah's?
No, not at Delilah's. At Double Door, the Double Door Liquors, which is like a few doors down from Forbidden Root.
No,
we did because it's a slashy.
We did it at that place, Double Door. It was the music venue on Milwaukee,
right?
Like Milwaukee and North Avenue.
That's the music venue.
Yeah,
but the liquor store where they snatched the sign down, it's also called Double Door.
No, but
no. What's it called, Brad?
That place is on Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
What's
that we
called?
went to.
I know. I was there.
It's also Double Door?
Yes.
No, I think it's like Double Liquors or something. Liquor double or double down.
You're confusing your doubles, good sir.
It's not Double Door. Double Door is a music venue on Milwaukee.
It's Double Door, man.
That's not where we went.
That's where we went. All right, we're going to table that conversation. Oh, what were we talking about? Oh, stop 2 on the whiskey.
Delilah's.
Yes, Delilah's. For an event called Blackened. Blackened is a release, whiskey release collaboration with Metallica.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, this was strange, man. The slide ride, the food trucks outside, right? So you get a slider, you go in, you get like 1 of 3 cocktails, right? Mm-hmm. So I got mine with ginger ale, and then I got another one neat, right? And I'm like, so what's up with this party? Like, the party's upstairs. I'm like, take me to the party. We can't. It's only 6 at a time. We'll call you when it's ready. I'm like, yeah, fuck that. I'll just wait by you, and then you can take me to the party. Because what the fuck? Why can't this whole thing be the party, right? What is this 6 at a time upstairs shit? What the fuck's going on? So we get upstairs, right? And it's a I forget the term they used, but it's like it's a true music experience. Like the whiskey is intended to pair with music. So this is weird, right? You go upstairs and you have a booth with 6 people, and you have headphones, and you have like blindfolds, like sleep mask, right? And then like They're like, all right, listen, you they're like, they go through your typical whiskey thing where it's like, okay, we give you these sticks and you this deconstruct it. You smell this, and you smell different components of the whiskey, right? Then I'm like, all right, cool. Put your headphones on, take your mask off, and take a sip, right? And the first song they play is some Metallica, right? And this tastes one way, right? Traditional whiskey, like spicy in the middle, nice whiskey finish, right? Nice and boozy, it tastes like whiskey, right? So then they play another song, and it's like Mozart,
Sure, okay.
right? And then they give you the same whiskey.
Okay.
And I shit you not, man. This whiskey tastes completely different with the next song. Like it's all like, molasses and apricot, and
that's pretty cool.
It was bizarre. And I'm like, is this the part where you tell us this was the exact same spirit? He's like, yeah. And it's like what you listen to
influences what you taste.
The notes you taste. If you got a complex beverage, what you taste, is totally influenced by what you're listening to or the time you had.
Okay.
Like if me and Brad are hanging out, I was like, man, me and Brad went to this thing. The food was great. The beer was great. We fucking partied, Everything was great, And that shifts. You could have the exact same products at a different thing with different people, and your experience would be different.
Yeah.
Like what you taste in those things would be different.
Interesting.
So that's all. Yeah. I was like, dude, I've been to.
That's kind of nuts.
I've been to a few things, and I've never seen this before.
Okay.
So that was interesting. Yeah.
Neat. Sounds like a pretty fun thing. Does that happen? That was just for this, or does Lyle let us do this often? Or
Now, this was the launch for Blackened. So they're playing Metallica on the screens, and then this was a whiskey that they made with them. So Metallica's like, well, they're all over the place, man, because they had the beer with Stone, they had the Pilsner with Stone, and the Blackened American whiskey is they don't give a lot of details on it.
Okay.
They're like, hey, this is what we did with Metallica, and this was our master distiller.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Took some notes, so we'll roll back on that on like the on the socials.
Okay.
All the deets.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, what's coming up this week? Anything, or next weekend even? I think we had after National Whiskey Day, June 15th.
Right on.
Is a Summerfest at Noon Whistle. So they're like an outdoor party. They're gonna have a glass. You pay to get in. You get a glass if you're there early enough. Music, beer releases, food trucks. They say silent disco as well. Just kind of a fun outdoor thing.
Right on.
Happening over there.
Silent discos are sneaky good.
Oh yeah, I've never done one.
Yeah.
Right.
You can just act up. you just
act a fool.
Just act a fool, man. It's kind of fun.
Nice. What do you got? Anything coming up?
Well, next weekend is Craft Brew at Lincoln Park Zoo. This is a Josh Seago event.
Okay.
So Lincoln Park Zoo, they're gonna do a ton of beers, and it won't be like that winter party they threw.
So this is like the Christmas party, but warmer.
Yeah, 150
with
beers.
no lights.
Yeah.
The lights make it, right?
The lights.
Zoo brew.
Yeah, and then the sculptures too, the ice sculptures. Yeah, and then you definitely get more exhibits, obviously, in this one. DJs, beer. They say, who was it? I think we had them on the show, and they say, hey, you can put like, that zoo fits like 10,000 plus people.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's it's anywhere from $20 to $79.
Nice. Okay.
I've been to that once before, man. That's a party.
Cool.
That's a party.
And then coming up next week, we have an episode with Old Irving.
Yes.
So we'll be over there.
Finally making it up there, man.
Yeah. We're chatting about them. If you have any questions or thoughts on what you want to know, let us know. We'll ask them, within limits.
Right on.
But that's all I have. That's coming up. What's going on?
That's all I got too, man.
All right. Then we should get out of here. Trying to hit that 30-minute mark. Nik, where can people find you? Get in touch when we're not here.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD, Chicago Beer Pass, Chicago Beer Pass. Website, Instagram. We're always posting lots of sexy beer photos. Check that out. And we'll be back next week with that Old Irving interview. Take care.
Cheers.